Everyone, please think of your biggest personal goal. Okay, really good. Take a second. You gotta feel this tonight. Take a few seconds and think of your personal biggest goal. Okay. Imagine deciding right now you're going to do it. Imagine telling someone you need today what you're going to do. Imagine their congratulations and their high image of you. Does it feel good to say that out loud? Don't you feel one step closer or later it's already becoming part of your identity? Bad news. You should keep it much shut. Cause that good feeling, and this last right you to do it. There are repeated psychology tests are proven that telling someone a goal makes life right to happen. Anytime you have a goal, there are some steps need to be done, some work need to be done in order to achieve it. Ideally, you will not be satisfied until I actually work. When you tell someone your goal and they acknowledge it, psychologists have found that it's called psychological reality that mind can't trick when the feeling is already done. And then because you felt that satisfaction, you're less motivated to do the actual hard work necessary. So this goal is a combination of wisdom that we should tell our friends goal, right? So they hold us to it. So let's prove. 1986, Arthur founder of social psychology called it substitution. 1933, Marford found an acknowledged by others sources in mind. 1982, protocol was a whole bucket list. 2009, he did some new test therapy published goes like this. 163 people across 4 separate tests. Everyone wrote down their personal goal, and they have them then asked their commitment to go to the room and have didn't. Then everyone given 45 minutes of work that related to detail their own goal, but they could stop any time. Now those who have mouth shut worked the entire 45 minutes on average, and also afterward said that they felt that there was a long way to go still to achieve a goal. But those who announced they were just 30 minutes on average, and when asked afterwards said that they felt much closer to achieving their goal. If it is true, what can we do? Well, you resist the temptation to announce your goal. You can delay the gratification that social ecology brings, and you can understand your mind mistake talking to your doing. But if you do need to decide something, except why, then you have no satisfaction, such as I don't want to this marathon, I need to visit the spot, but I must be kick my ass more okay? So audience, next time you had to tell someone your goal, what you will say? Exactly, well done. And they asked afterward, they felt that they had a long way to go still to achieve their goal. But those who had announced it, quit after only 37 minutes on average. But those who had announced it, quit after only 37 minutes on average. But those who announced it, quit after only 33 minutes on average. But those who had announced it, quit after only 33 minutes on average. But those who had announced it, quit after only 33 minutes on average. But those who announced it, quit after only 33 minutes on average. But those who had announced it, quit after only 33 minutes on average. But those who had announced it, quit after only 33 minutes on average. But those who announced it, quit after 33 minutes on average. But those who had announced it, quit after only 33 minutes on average. But those who had announced it, quit after only 33 minutes on average. And afterwards said that they felt much closer to achieve the goal. And when asked afterwards, said that they felt much closer to achieve the goal. And when asked afterwards, said that they felt much closer to achieve the goal. And after asked afterwards, said that they felt much closer to achieve the goal. And when asked afterwards, said that they felt much closer to achieve the goal. And when asked afterwards, said that they felt much closer to achieve the goal. And when asked afterwards, said that they felt much closer to achieving the goal. And when asked afterwards, said that they felt much closer to achieving the goal. And when asked afterwards, said that they felt much closer to achieving the goal. And when asked afterwards, said that they felt much closer to achieving the goal. And when asked afterwards, said that they felt much closer to achieving the goal. But those who had announced it, quit after only 33 minutes on average. and when asked afterwards, say that they felt much closer to achieving their goal. So, if it is true, what can we do? Well, so, if it is true, what can we do? Well, you could resist the temptation to announce your goal. So, if it is true, what can we do? Well, you could resist the temptation to announce your goal. So, if it is true, what can we do? Well, you could resist temptation to announce your goal. So, if it is true, what can we do? Well, you could resist temptation to announce your goal. So, if it is true, what can we do? Well, you could resist temptation to announce your goal. So, if it is true, what can we do? Well, you could resist the temptation to announce your goal. If it is true, what can we do? Well, you could resist the temptation to announce your goal. So, if it is true, what can we do? Well, you could resist the temptation to announce your goal. So, if it is true, what can we do? Well, you could resist the temptation to announce your goal. If it is true, what can we do? Well, you could resist if it is true, what can we do? Well, you could resist temptation to announce your goal. You can delay the gratification that social acknowledgement brings. You can delay the gratification that social acknowledgement brings. You can delay the gratification that social acknowledgement brings. You can delay the gratification that social acknowledgement brings. You can delay the gratification that social acknowledgement brings. You can delay the gratification that social acknowledgement brings. You can delay the gratification that social acknowledgement brings. You can delay the gratification that social acknowledgement brings. You can delay the gratification that social acknowledgement brings. You can delay the gratification that social acknowledgement brings. You can delay the gratification that social acknowledgement brings. And you can understand that your mind mistake their talking to doing. You can understand that your mind mistake the talking for doing. And you can understand that your mind mistake the talking to doing. And you can understand your mind mistake the talking for doing. And you can understand your mind mistake the talking for doing. And you can understand that your mind mistake the talking for doing. And you can understand your mind mistake the talking for doing. And you can understand that your mind mistake the talking for doing. And you can understand your mind mistake the talking for doing. And you can understand your mind mistake the talking for doing. And you can understand your mind mistake the talking for doing. But those who announce they quit after only 33 minutes on average, and then were asked afterwards said that they felt much closer to achieving their goal. So if it is true, what can we do? Well, we could resist the temptation to announce your goal. You can delay the gratification that social acknowledgement brings, and you can understand your mind mistake for doing. Everyone, please think of your biggest personal goal. Okay, for you can take a second. You gotta feel this tonight. Take a few seconds and think of your personal goal. Okay. Imagine that right now you're going to do it. Imagine telling someone you need today what you're going to do. Imagine their congratulations and their high image of it. Doesn't it feel good to say it out loud? Don't you feel one step closer already as goal becoming part of your identity? Well, bad news. You should keep your mouth shut, cause that good feeling now makes less likely to do it. The repeated psychology has proven that telling someone your goal makes it less likely to happen. Anytime you have a goal, there's something need to be done, some work need to be done to achieve it. Ideally not be satisfied until you actually done the work. But when you tell someone your goal and acknowledge it, psychologists have found that this is called social reality and mind kind of feeling is already done. And then because you felt that satisfaction, you get motivated to the actual hard work necessary. So this goal can combination reason that we should tell our friends goal, right? So they hold it to it, hold us to it. So let's approve. 1986, early founder of social psychology called substitution. 1933, more found acknowledged by others, especially in my mind. 1982, Paragon was the full apocalypse. 2009, he did some new tests we were published. Was selected. 163 people across 4 separate tests. Everyone wrote down their personal goal, and then half of them announced their commitment to this goal to the room, and half didn't. Then everyone was given 45 minutes of work and we actually lead them to a circle, but they wouldn't stop any time. Now, if those captain were shot, worked the entire 45 minutes on average, and they were just afterwards said that they felt that's a long way to go to achieve their goal. But those who had announced it quit after only 33 minutes on average, and they asked afterwards said that they felt much closer to achieving the goal. So if it's true, what can we do? Well, we could leverage the temptation to announce a goal. You can delay the gratification that social acknowledgement is, and you can understand your mind mistake the talking for doing.